Hunter finds bear in Poacher's trap. Then it does this. Get ready to be amazed. The early morning mist clung to the dense forest, shrouding the ancient pines and towering redwoods in an ethereal veil, their silhouettes barely discernible in the soft, diffused light. The air was crisp, carrying the invigorating scent of damp earth, decaying leaves, and the pungent aroma of pine needles, a symphony of nature's awakening that filled Mike's lungs with each deep breath. He trekked through the undergrowth, his weathered boots navigating the uneven terrain with the practiced ease of a seasoned woodsman. His senses alert to the subtle sounds of the forest, the rustling of leaves, the chirping of birds, the distant chatter of a squirrel. Mike, a man who had spent a lifetime immersed in the wilderness, his face etched with the lines of experience, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of the wild, was not on a typical hunting expedition this day. A different kind of prey had drawn him into the depths of the forest. Poachers, ruthless individuals who exploited the wilderness for profit, their presence a blight on the landscape, their traps and snares a cruel testament to their greed and disregard for the delicate balance of nature. Mike, a protector of the wild, a guardian of its secrets, had dedicated his life to safeguarding the harmony of the forest, his rifle a tool not of destruction, but of preservation, a symbol of his unwavering commitment to defend the innocent against those who sought to exploit them. He followed a faint trail, the telltale signs of human intrusion disturbing the natural harmony of the forest, like discordant notes in a symphony. Broken branches, carelessly discarded cigarette butts, and the lingering scent of stale tobacco marked the poacher's path, a trail of disrespect that led him deeper into the heart of their illegal operation. With each step, Mike's resolve hardened, his anger simmering beneath the surface, fueled by the injustice of their actions, the violation of the sacred trust between humans and the natural world. As he rounded a bend, a sight that made his blood run cold stopped him in his tracks, a scene of such cruelty and suffering that it pierced his heart like a shard of ice. A magnificent grizzly bear, its massive form a testament to the raw power and majesty of the wild, lay ensnared in a poacher's trap, its powerful limbs entangled in the unforgiving wire, its thick fur matted with blood and dirt. Its roars, a symphony of pain and desperation, echoed through the silent forest, a cry for help that resonated with Mike's deepest instincts, awakening a primal urge to protect and defend. Mike's heart ached at the sight of the majestic creature's suffering, its struggle a mirror of the countless animals that had fallen victim to the poacher's heartless greed. He knew he had to act quickly, to free the bear from its torment and bring the perpetrators of this cruelty to justice. With a surge of adrenaline coursing through his veins, he approached cautiously, his rifle held firmly in his hands, his senses alert for any sign of danger, his every movement calculated to avoid further distressing the trapped bear. The bear, its eyes wild with fear and pain, thrashed against the snare, its powerful claws raking the earth, tearing at the unforgiving wire that held it captive. Its roars, a guttural symphony of agony and frustration, echoed through the trees, a desperate plea for help that resonated with Mike's deepest compassion. He knew that every moment was crucial, that the bear's life hung in the balance, that his actions could mean the difference between life and death. Mike, his voice calm and reassuring, a stark contrast to the bear's panicked roars, spoke to the creature, his words a soothing balm amidst the creature's agony. "Easy there, fella," he murmured, his voice a low rumble that carried through the trees. "I'm here to help. Just stay calm, and we'll get you out of this." His words, though simple, carried a sincerity and empathy that seemed to penetrate the bear's fear, its struggles lessening slightly, its eyes focusing on Mike's approaching figure. He knelt beside the trapped bear, his movements slow and deliberate, his gaze conveying a message of compassion and understanding, a silent promise of aid. He reached out a hand, his touch gentle yet firm, reassuring the bear that he was there to help, not to harm. The bear, sensing Mike's intentions, his primal instincts recognizing the absence of threat in Mike's demeanor, gradually calmed, its struggles subsiding, its eyes fixed on Mike's face, a glimmer of trust emerging amidst the fear and pain. Mike, with a practiced hand, reached for his multi-tool, its gleaming blades a symbol of hope in the face of cruelty. He carefully worked on the snare, his fingers deftly manipulating the wire, his movements precise and calculated, each twist and turn a testament to his years of experience in the wilderness, his knowledge of animal behavior, and his deep respect for the creatures he shared his life with. The bear, its massive form towering over him, its hot breath ruffling his hair, remained remarkably still, its trust in Mike growing with every careful maneuver, its eyes following his every move with a mixture of hope and apprehension. Finally, with a satisfying click, the snare released its grip, the metal jaws springing open, freeing the bear's powerful limbs from their cruel confinement. The bear, with a grateful groan that echoed through the clearing, shook its massive form, its thick fur rippling like a wave, sending droplets of blood and dirt flying. Its eyes, now filled with a mixture of relief and gratitude, fixed on Mike, a silent expression of thanks that spoke volumes. But what happened next would forever etch itself in Mike's memory, a testament to the extraordinary bond that can exist between humans and animals, a moment of pure magic that would reaffirm his faith in the power of compassion and the interconnectedness of all living beings. The freed grizzly stood before Mike, its massive form casting an imposing shadow over him, its presence both awe-inspiring and humbling. Its eyes, no longer wild with fear and pain, but now soft and intelligent, held a depth of gratitude and understanding that surprised Mike, a seasoned hunter who had spent a lifetime observing the creatures of the wild. He had encountered countless animals in his years as a protector of the forest, but he had never witnessed such a profound expression of emotion in a creature's gaze, a connection that transcended the boundaries of language and species. The bear took a step closer, its movements deliberate and cautious, as if testing the boundaries of this newfound trust, its massive paws treading softly on the forest floor, its claws retracted, a gesture of peace and vulnerability. It lowered its massive head, its snout gently nudging Mike's shoulder, its touch surprisingly gentle, a gesture of gratitude that spoke volumes, a silent thank you for the kindness and compassion that had been shown to it. Mike, his heart swelling with emotion, a wave of warmth washing over him, reached out, a hand, his weathered fingers gently stroking the bear's coarse fur, marveling at its texture, a mixture of rough and soft, wild and comforting. The bear, accepting the touch, leaned into Mike's hand, its massive head resting against his shoulder, its warmth radiating a sense of security and affection, a silent acknowledgement of the bond that had been forged between them. In that moment, a connection was forged, a bond between a man and a bear, a testament to the power of compassion and understanding to bridge the gap between species. Mike, a seasoned hunter who had spent his life in the wilderness, felt a profound sense of kinship with this magnificent creature, a shared respect for the wild and a mutual understanding of the delicate balance of nature. He saw in the bear's eyes a reflection of his own love for the forest, a shared appreciation for the beauty and resilience of the natural world. The bear, as if sensing Mike's empathy, his genuine concern for its well-being, stepped back, its eyes still fixed on him, a silent promise exchanged between them, a bond of friendship forged in the heart of the forest, a connection that transcended the boundaries of language and species. It then turned and lumbered away, its massive form disappearing into the dense undergrowth, its presence lingering in the air like a whisper of the wild, a reminder of the magic that could unfold when humans and animals met with compassion and respect. Mike, his heart filled with a newfound sense of purpose, watched the bear disappear, his mind replaying the extraordinary encounter, his spirit renewed by the power of their connection. He knew that he had not just freed a bear from a poacher's snare. He had forged a bond with a creature of the wild, a bond that would forever change his perspective on the interconnectedness of all living beings. He felt a renewed sense of responsibility to protect the wilderness, not just for the sake of the animals, but for the sake of the bonds he had forged, the friendships that enriched his life, and the love that could blossom in the most unexpected of places. He turned and continued his pursuit of the poachers, his footsteps now lighter, his resolve strengthened by the bear's gratitude and the silent promise they had exchanged. He knew that he was not just protecting the wilderness. He was protecting the creatures that called it home, the creatures that had touched his heart and reminded him of the profound beauty and resilience of the natural world. He was a guardian of the wild, a protector of the innocent, his rifle a symbol of his unwavering commitment to defend those who could not defend themselves. Mike, his heart a mix of simmering anger and steely determination, pressed on, following the poacher's trail with a renewed sense of urgency. The bear's suffering, the raw agony he had witnessed in its eyes, had ignited a fire within him, a fierce resolve to bring these perpetrators of cruelty to justice. He moved through the forest with the stealth of a seasoned tracker, his senses honed by years of experience, his every movement calculated, his footsteps barely disturbing the forest floor. The scent of pine needles and damp earth filled his nostrils, a familiar comfort amidst the growing unease that settled over him as he delved deeper into the poacher's domain. The trail led him further into the wilderness, the signs of the poacher's destructive presence becoming more frequent and alarming, like a festering wound on the landscape. He found more snares, their cruel jaws gaping open, camouflaged amidst the undergrowth, waiting to ensnare unsuspecting victims, their presence a chilling reminder of the indiscriminate suffering inflicted by these heartless individuals. He discovered the carcasses of animals, their lifeless forms a grim testament to the poacher's greed and disregard for life, their remains left to rot, a stark violation of the natural cycle of life and death. The sight of these innocent creatures, their lives brutally cut short, their bodies discarded like refuse, fueled Mike's anger, his resolve hardening with every step. He imagined the terror these animals must have felt, the agonizing struggle against the unforgiving traps, the slow, agonizing death that awaited them. He vowed to put an end to their cruel operation, to protect the wilderness and its inhabitants from further harm, to become a voice for the voiceless, a guardian of the innocent. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows that danced ominously through the trees, stretching and contorting like ghostly figures, Mike stumbled upon a clearing, a jarring disruption in the natural flow of the forest. A crudely constructed camp, a blight on the landscape, marked the poacher's base of operations. A fire crackled in the center, its flames casting an eerie glow upon the surrounding trees, their shadows dancing and swaying in a macabre ballet. The remnants of a recent kill, a deer carcass stripped of its meat, its bones picked clean, lay discarded on the ground, a gruesome reminder of the poacher's callous disregard for life, their insatiable appetite for profit fueled by the suffering of innocent creatures. Mike, his rifle held firmly in his hands, its weight a familiar comfort, approached cautiously, his senses alert for any sign of movement, his heart pounding with a mixture of anticipation and apprehension. He circled the clearing, his eyes scanning the shadows, his ears attuned to the slightest sound, the crackle of a twig, the rustle of leaves, the distant hoot of an owl. He moved with the grace of a predator, his years of experience in the wilderness transforming him into a silent shadow, a ghost-like presence that blended seamlessly with the surrounding forest. He spotted them, 3 figures huddled around the fire, their faces illuminated by the flickering flames, their features coarse and weathered, their eyes reflecting a mixture of greed and indifference. Their voices, a mixture of coarse laughter and drunken slurs, carried through the clearing, their conversation a testament to their callous disregard for the suffering they had inflicted, their celebration a mockery of the lives they had taken. They were reveling in their ill-gotten gains, their pockets lined with the profits of their illegal trade, their consciences seemingly untroubled by the trail of destruction they had left behind. Mike, his anger reaching its boiling point, his patience exhausted, stepped out of the shadows, his rifle raised, its barrel gleaming in the firelight, his voice booming through the clearing, shattering the poacher's revelry like a thunderclap. "Drop your weapons," he commanded, his voice echoing through the trees, its authority burongzhi yi, his presence a stark contrast to their drunken revelry. The poachers, startled by the sudden intrusion, their laughter abruptly silenced, their drunken stupor momentarily forgotten, fumbled for their weapons, their faces contorted with a mixture of fear and confusion. Mike, his rifle trained on them, his finger hovering over the trigger, repeated his command, his voice unwavering, his authority burongzhi. Drop your weapons. Now! The poachers, realizing they were outmatched, their bravado melting away in the face of Mike's unwavering resolve. His steely gaze and the unwavering aim of his rifle reluctantly dropped their weapons, their rifles clattering to the ground, their knives slipping from their grasp, their bravado replaced by a fear that mirrored the terror they had inflicted upon the innocent creatures of the wild. Mike, his eyes narrowed, his voice laced with contempt, approached them, his every step a testament to his authority and his unwavering commitment to protecting the wilderness. He moved with a predator's grace, his presence radiating a quiet strength that intimidated the poachers, their drunken swagger replaced by a cowering fear. He disarmed them, confiscating their rifles, their snares, and their other tools of destruction, his movements swift and efficient, his expertise evident in his handling of the weapons. He then contacted the authorities, his voice calm and measured as he reported their location and the evidence of their illegal activities, his words carrying the weight of justice and the promise of retribution. As he waited for the authorities to arrive, he stood guard over the poachers, his presence a silent reminder of the consequences of their actions, his gaze unwavering, his resolve unshakable. The arrival of the authorities, their sirens wailing through the forest, their flashing lights piercing the darkness, marked the end of the poachers' reign of terror, their cruel operation dismantled, their reign of destruction brought to an abrupt end. Mike, his heart filled with a sense of justice and satisfaction, watched as they were led away, their faces etched with defeat, their bravado replaced by a fear that mirrored the terror they had inflicted upon the innocent creatures of the wild. He felt a sense of closure, a victory for the wilderness, a triumph for the creatures he had sworn to protect. He returned to the forest, his footsteps now lighter, his spirit renewed by the knowledge that he had made a difference, that he had protected the wilderness and its inhabitants from further harm. But he knew that his work was far from over, that the fight to protect the wild was a constant battle, a battle he was committed to fighting for the rest of his days. He was a guardian of the wild, a protector of the innocent, his rifle a symbol of his unwavering commitment to defend those who could not defend themselves. The days that followed the poacher's arrest were filled with a renewed sense of purpose for Mike. He patrolled the forest with unwavering vigilance, his eyes scanning every shadow, every rustle of leaves, every broken twig, searching for any sign of further intrusion. His presence a silent deterrent to those who would seek to exploit the wilderness for their own gain. He felt a heightened sense of responsibility, a guardian of the forest, a protector of the innocent creatures that called it home. He meticulously repaired the damage left behind by the poachers, dismantling their cruel traps and snares, his actions a gesture of healing and restoration, a way of mending the wounds inflicted upon the landscape and its inhabitants. But amidst his duties, his thoughts often drifted back to the grizzly bear, the creature whose gratitude and trust had touched his heart, leaving an imprint on his soul. He wondered how the bear was faring, if its injuries were healing, if it had returned to its familiar territory, if it was thriving once again in the embrace of the wild. He felt a strange connection to the bear, a bond forged in a moment of shared vulnerability and compassion, a connection that transcended the boundaries of language and species. He longed to see the bear again, to reassure himself of its well-being, to reaffirm the silent promise they had exchanged. One crisp morning, as the sun painted the forest floor with dappled light, filtering through the canopy of trees, Mike set out on his usual patrol, his senses heightened, his heart filled with a quiet anticipation. As he traversed the familiar trails, a familiar scent wafted through the air, a musky odor that stirred a sense of recognition within him, a primal memory of their previous encounter. He followed the scent, his footsteps silent, his senses alert, his curiosity piqued by the possibility of encountering the bear once again. He emerged from a thicket of trees, their branches reaching out like welcoming arms, and found himself in a small clearing, a tranquil haven bathed in the soft light of the morning sun. A gentle stream meandered through the clearing, its crystal-clear waters reflecting the azure sky, its murmuring flow a soothing melody amidst the symphony of birdsong. Wildflowers, their vibrant colors a stark contrast to the muted tones of the forest floor, carpeted the clearing, their delicate petals dancing in the gentle breeze. And there, amidst this idyllic scene, stood the grizzly bear, its massive form radiating a sense of peace and contentment, its presence a testament to the resilience of the wild. The bear, sensing Mike's presence, turned its head, its intelligent eyes meeting his with a gentle recognition, a spark of familiarity igniting in their depths. It lumbered towards him, its movements no longer hesitant, but filled with a confident familiarity, its massive paws treading softly on the soft earth, its claws retracted, a gesture of peace and trust. It stopped a few feet away, its massive head lowered, its eyes fixed on Mike's face, a silent greeting exchanged between them, a recognition of the bond they shared. Mike, his heart swelling with emotion, a wave of warmth washing over him, knelt down, his gesture a sign of respect and affection, an acknowledgement of the bear's power and majesty. The bear, accepting the gesture, approached cautiously, its snout gently nudging Mike's shoulder, its touch a reaffirmation of their bond, a silent expression of gratitude and trust. They spent the morning together, their companionship a silent symphony of understanding and mutual respect, a communion of souls who shared a deep connection to the wilderness. Mike, his weathered hands gently stroking the bear's fur, marveled at its resilience and strength, its presence, a testament to the enduring power of the wild. He felt a sense of awe and wonder, a privilege to be in the presence of such a magnificent creature, a creature that had touched his heart and reminded him of the profound beauty and resilience of the natural world. The bear, in turn, seemed to bask in Mike's presence, its massive form leaning against him, its warmth radiating a sense of comfort and security. It was as if the bear understood the role Mike had played in its rescue, its gratitude expressed in the gentle nuzzles and soft grunts that filled the clearing, a language of affection that transcended the boundaries of human speech. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, casting its golden rays upon the forest, dappling the clearing with shimmering pools of light, the bear signaled its intention to depart, its gaze lingering on Mike, a silent farewell exchanged between them, a promise of future encounters, a bond that would endure beyond the confines of time and space. It turned and lumbered away, its massive form disappearing into the dense undergrowth, its presence lingering in the air like a whisper of the wild, a reminder of the magic that could unfold when humans and animals met with compassion and respect. Mike, his heart filled with a profound sense of gratitude and connection, watched the bear disappear, his spirit renewed by the encounter, his faith in the interconnectedness of all living beings reaffirmed. He knew that he would carry the memory of this extraordinary friendship with him always, a reminder of the power of compassion to bridge the gap between species and the enduring strength of the wild. He felt a renewed sense of purpose, a deeper understanding of his role as a protector of the forest, a guardian of the creatures that called it home. He returned to his cabin, his footsteps lighter, his spirit renewed by the encounter, his heart filled with a newfound sense of purpose. He knew that he would continue to protect the wilderness, not just for the sake of the animals, but for the sake of the bonds he had forged, the friendships that enriched his life, and the love that could blossom in the most unexpected of places. He was a guardian of the wild, a protector of the innocent, his rifle a symbol of his unwavering commitment to defend those who could not defend themselves. The weeks that followed Mike's reunion with the grizzly were a time of healing and renewal for both man and beast. Mike, his spirit lifted by the bear's resilience and their shared bond, continued his patrols with a renewed sense of purpose, his heart filled with gratitude for the wild and its inhabitants. The forest, once a place of solitude and quiet contemplation, now held a new significance, a sense of connection and belonging that he had never experienced before. He felt a responsibility to protect this wilderness, not just for the sake of the animals, but for the sake of the bond he had forged with the grizzly, a bond that had awakened a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of all living beings. He would often venture to the clearing where he had encountered the bear, drawn by an invisible thread of connection, hoping for another glimpse of his majestic friend, his heart filled with anticipation and a quiet excitement. And the bear, as if sensing Mike's presence, his familiar scent carried on the wind, his footsteps echoing a comforting rhythm through the trees, would often appear, emerging from the dense undergrowth like a spirit of the forest, her presence a silent reassurance of their shared bond. Their encounters became a ritual, a silent communion between two souls who shared a deep respect for the wilderness, a mutual understanding that transcended the boundaries of language and species. One sun-drenched afternoon, as Mike approached the clearing, his footsteps light with anticipation, a sight that filled him with awe and wonder stopped him in his tracks, his breath catching in his throat. The bear was not alone. Beside her, a small cub, its fur a rich chocolate brown, tumbled and frolicked amidst the wildflowers, its playful antics a stark contrast to its mother's stoic presence, a symphony of youthful energy against the backdrop of the ancient forest. The cub, its movements a whirlwind of clumsy grace, chased butterflies with reckless abandon, its tiny paws batting at the delicate wings, its playful growls echoing through the clearing. It tumbled and rolled in the soft grass, its fur catching the sunlight, its playful nips and clumsy attempts at climbing trees bringing a smile to Mike's weathered face, his heart melting at the sight of this new life, this innocent creature that embodied the resilience and beauty of the wild. The mother bear, her gaze filled with a gentle protectiveness, watched over her cub, her massive form a reassuring anchor in the vast wilderness, her presence radiating a sense of strength and unwavering love. She would occasionally nudge the cub with her snout, guiding its explorations, her touch a gentle reminder of her watchful presence, her love a silent promise of protection. Mike, his heart swelling with emotion, realized that the bear had entrusted him with a precious gift, a glimpse into the intimate world of motherhood, a testament to the trust and affection she held for him, a bond that had blossomed from a simple act of kindness. He felt a surge of protectiveness towards the cub, a paternal instinct awakening within him, a desire to safeguard this innocent creature and the bond it shared with its mother. He approached cautiously, his movements slow and deliberate, his voice a soft murmur of greeting, a gentle reassurance that he meant no harm. "Hello there, Mama," he whispered, his voice carrying on the gentle breeze. "And hello to you too, little one." The mother bear, sensing his gentle intentions, his familiar scent carrying a message of trust and affection, allowed him to approach, her gaze conveying a silent permission, an invitation to share in this precious moment. Mike knelt beside the cub, his weathered hands, rough from years of toil in the wilderness, gently stroking its soft fur, marveling at its playful energy and innocent curiosity. The cub, unafraid, its instincts recognizing the kindness in Mike's touch, nuzzled against his hand, its soft whimpers a symphony of contentment, a testament to the trust that had been established between them. The mother bear, her gaze filled with a gentle gratitude, watched as Mike interacted with her cub, her presence a silent blessing upon their newfound friendship, a recognition of the bond that had formed between them. It was as if she understood that Mike, the man who had freed her from the poacher's snare, was now a part of their family, a protector, a friend, a fellow guardian of the wild. Mike, his heart overflowing with emotion, realized that he had been given a gift beyond measure, a connection to the wild that transcended the boundaries of language and species, a bond that enriched his life in ways he could never have imagined. He had found a family in the most unexpected of places, a family that embraced him with the unconditional love and loyalty that only the wild could offer, a connection that spoke to the deepest yearnings of his soul. He spent the afternoon with the bears, their companionship a symphony of playful growls, gentle nudges, and shared moments of quiet contentment. He watched as the cub explored its surroundings, its curiosity leading it on a journey of discovery, its playful antics bringing a constant smile to his face. He shared stories with the mother bear, his voice a low rumble that carried on the wind, tales of his life in the wilderness, his encounters with the creatures of the forest, his efforts to protect and preserve the delicate balance of nature. The mother bear, her gaze fixed on him, seemed to listen intently, her presence a comforting reassurance, her understanding transcending the boundaries of human speech. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the clearing, painting the forest in hues of orange and purple, the mother bear signaled her intention to depart, her gaze lingering on Mike, a silent farewell exchanged between them, a promise of future encounters, a bond that would endure beyond the confines of time and space. She nudged her cub, guiding it towards the dense undergrowth, their forms disappearing into the shadows, their presence lingering in the air like a whisper of the wild. Mike, his heart filled with a profound sense of gratitude and connection, watched as the bears disappeared, their departure leaving a void in the clearing, but their presence forever etched in his memory. He knew that he would carry the memory of this extraordinary encounter with him always, a reminder of the power of compassion to bridge the gap between species and the enduring strength of the wild. He returned to his cabin, his footsteps lighter, his spirit renewed by the encounter, his heart filled with a newfound sense of purpose. He knew that he would continue to protect the wilderness, not just for the sake of the animals, but for the sake of the bonds he had forged, the friendships that had enriched his life, and the love that had blossomed in the most unexpected of places. He was a guardian of the wild, a protector of the innocent, his rifle a symbol of his unwavering commitment to defend those who could not defend themselves. The clearing where Mike had first encountered the grizzly, once a scene of struggle and pain, transformed into a sanctuary within a sanctuary, a place where the boundaries between man and beast blurred, where trust and affection blossomed amidst the towering trees and the whispering wind. The sunlight filtering through the canopy of leaves painted dappled patterns on the forest floor, illuminating the wildflowers that carpeted the clearing, their vibrant colors a stark contrast to the muted tones of the surrounding wilderness. The gentle murmur of the nearby stream, its crystal-clear waters reflecting the azure sky, provided a soothing soundtrack to this haven of peace and connection. Mike, now a regular visitor to the clearing, drawn by an invisible thread of friendship and shared understanding, would spend hours observing the mother bear and her cub, their interactions a source of endless fascination and joy. He would sit at the edge of the clearing, his presence a comforting constant, his weathered face etched with a gentle smile as he watched the cub's playful antics, his heart swelling with a paternal affection for this innocent creature that embodied the resilience and beauty of the wild. He watched as the cub, now growing rapidly, its clumsy gait transforming into a confident stride, explored its surroundings with an insatiable curiosity, its playful antics bringing a constant smile to Mike's weathered face. He marveled at the mother bear's gentle patience, her guidance a blend of firmness and affection, her every action imbued with an unwavering love for her cub. He observed the subtle nuances of their communication, the soft grunts, the gentle nudges, the playful nips, a language of love and understanding that transcended the boundaries of human speech. Mike, with his years of experience in the wilderness, his deep respect for the delicate balance of nature, became an unofficial guardian to the small family, his presence a reassuring constant in their lives. He would bring them treats, carefully selected offerings that supplemented their natural diet, a gesture of friendship and respect. He would bring them apples from a nearby orchard, their sweetness a welcome addition to their foraging, berries gathered from the forest floor, their vibrant colors a feast for their eyes, and the occasional fish caught from the crystal-clear stream, its silvery scales glistening in the sunlight. The bears, accepting his offerings with gentle gratitude, their eyes reflecting a deep trust and affection, welcomed his presence, their bond with him strengthening with each passing encounter. He would often sit by the edge of the clearing, his rifle resting against a tree, a symbol of his role as protector, his gaze following the playful antics of the cub, his heart filled with a sense of peace and contentment he had never known before. He felt a deep connection to these creatures, a bond that transcended the boundaries of language and species, a shared understanding that spoke of the interconnectedness of all living beings, a kinship that enriched his life in ways he could never have imagined. One day, as Mike approached the clearing, his footsteps carrying a familiar rhythm through the trees, he noticed a change in the atmosphere, a subtle tension that disrupted the usual tranquility of their haven. The mother bear, her usually calm demeanor replaced by a sense of urgency, paced nervously, her massive form casting an anxious shadow across the clearing, her gaze fixed on the dense undergrowth, her low growls echoing through the trees, a warning rumble that sent shivers down Mike's spine. The cub, sensing its mother's anxiety, clung to her side, its playful energy replaced by a fearful whimper, its eyes wide with apprehension. Mike, his senses alert, his instincts honed by years of experience in the wilderness, scanned the surroundings, his hand instinctively reaching for his rifle, its familiar weight a reassuring presence in the face of potential danger. He spotted movement in the undergrowth, a flash of tawny fur and the glint of sunlight reflecting off a pair of predatory eyes, a chilling sight that sent a surge of adrenaline through his veins. A mountain lion, its sleek form a silent threat, emerged from the shadows, its gaze fixed on the vulnerable cub, its presence a chilling reminder of the ever-present dangers of the wild, the constant struggle for survival that played out in the depths of the forest. The mother bear, her protective instincts surging, her maternal love overriding any fear, positioned herself between the lion and her cub, her massive form a formidable barrier, her growls a defiant challenge to the intruder, a warning that resonated with a primal ferocity. The lion, sensing the mother bear's unwavering resolve, her fierce determination to protect her offspring, hesitated, its predatory instincts tempered by a cautious respect for the formidable opponent, its advance halted by the sheer force of the mother bear's protective aura. Mike, his heart pounding with adrenaline, his breath catching in his throat, raised his rifle, his aim steady, his finger hovering over the trigger, his years of experience guiding his actions, his instincts honed to protect and defend. He knew he had to act quickly, to protect the bears from this imminent threat, to uphold the delicate balance of the wilderness, to intervene in this primal dance of predator and prey. But before he could fire, a blur of motion erupted from the undergrowth, a small but powerful force that intercepted the lion's advance, a testament to the courage and loyalty that burned within the heart of the young cub. The cub, its playful energy transformed into a fierce protectiveness, its instincts mirroring its mother's unwavering resolve, launched itself at the lion, its small form a whirlwind of claws and teeth, its courage a testament to the bond it shared with its mother, a fierce determination to protect its family. The lion, startled by the cub's unexpected attack, its predatory focus momentarily broken by the ferocity of this small but determined assailant, stumbled backward, its sleek form momentarily off balance, its surprise, giving the mother bear the opportunity she needed. The mother bear, seizing the moment, charged forward, her massive form a force of nature, her roars echoing through the forest, a symphony of maternal fury that shook the very ground beneath their feet. The lion, outmatched and outnumbered, its predatory instincts overridden by a healthy dose of fear, retreated into the undergrowth, its tail tucked between its legs, its sleek form disappearing into the shadows, its presence fading like a nightmare dispelled by the light of dawn. The mother bear, her cub safe by her side, watched the lion disappear, her growls subsiding into soft grunts of reassurance, her massive form radiating a sense of relief and triumph. Mike, his rifle lowered, his heart still pounding from the adrenaline rush, watched the scene unfold with a sense of awe and admiration. His respect for the bears deepening, his connection to their family strengthened by their shared experience. He had witnessed the raw power of maternal love, the unwavering courage of a cub defending its family, and the delicate balance of nature maintaining its equilibrium, a testament to the resilience and strength of the wild. He approached the bears, his voice filled with praise and affection, his heart overflowing with gratitude for their bravery and resilience. "You were amazing, Mama," he said, his voice filled with admiration. "And you too, little one, you're both so brave." The mother bear, her gaze filled with a gentle warmth, nuzzled, her gesture a silent thank you for his unwavering support, a recognition of their shared bond. The cub, its playful energy restored, its fear forgotten in the aftermath of its courageous act, tumbled and frolicked around Mike, its joyful barks a celebration of their shared victory, its small form weaving between Mike's legs, its presence a reminder of the innocence and resilience of the wild. Mike, his weathered hands gently stroking the cub's fur, felt a profound sense of connection to these creatures, a bond that transcended the boundaries of language and species, a family forged in the heart of the wild, a testament to the power of compassion and understanding. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, casting long shadows across the clearing. Mike bid farewell to the bears, his heart filled with a sense of peace and contentment. He knew that he would continue to protect the wilderness, not just for the sake of the animals, but for the sake of the bonds he had forged, the friendships that had enriched his life, and the love that had blossomed in the most unexpected of places. He was a guardian of the wild, a protector of the innocent, his rifle a symbol of his unwavering commitment to defend those who could not defend themselves. He walked away from the clearing, his footsteps echoing in the silent forest, his heart filled with the echoes of the bears' gratitude, his spirit renewed by the power of their connection, his legacy intertwined with the enduring strength and compassion of the wild. He knew that their paths would cross again, their bond a thread that connected them to the heart of the forest, their friendship a testament to the enduring power of love and loyalty in the wild.